So this car is finally finished up. We're going to be doing some tuning on it real soon. We got some initial driving out of it. It's all ready to go. We'll be getting this on the dyno and we'll be raging with it a little bit. It's a pretty healthy setup. Meanwhile, Marcus, this is cold Florida weather, Marcus. That's what I call this. You got like Timbos on.
No, these are my new work shoes now.
They're okay. New work shoes. They look new.
Yeah, it goes really fast.
Yeah. And Marcus is working on this really nice black 33 GTR. So we've got a nice setup here. This is a very stealth setup. What do we do to this car? Injectors, turbos?
Yeah, injectors, dash 5 turbos.
So injectors, dash 5 turbos. Got the Rega Masters on it.
Haltech, clutch, and a boost controller.
Pretty good, pretty stealthy setup. You can't see anything under the hood. It looks really stock, especially on the Haltech and stuff like that. And that's, look at this, it's like a very factory look over here. So you would not suspect that. You can see the blue of the FIC injectors popping out. That's about the only sign there is that there's anything done. Oh, and the boost controller, of course, yeah. But other than that, this is a very stock looking setup. I like that. It's a nice cruiser. You're not gonna suspect anything out of this car, but it's got a little extra jump to it. I like the white Regas. These are, I would love to have these on my FD, on my yellow FD for the 3-rotor, but I'm really excited to see this deep offset in these Regas. Pretty cool. These are, I think, deeper offset than Rudnick's. He is running a spacer on them, but it's not that bad. Like a 20 mil spacer, it looks like. So, either way, pretty cool car. I dig this setup. Meanwhile, back to the COPART RZR. So the COPART RZR did me a dirty. I was putting together everything, getting everything sorted back out, and you can see it's on the lift now, and I'll show you why. Like the motor actually had a little bit of smoke coming from it, and I was kind of worried about that. So after letting the guys know what was going on, they told me that it would be best if we figured out where that was coming from. So it's not a lot of work. I just decided to tear it apart again, and it's a good thing we did, because it turns out the oil pump failed. So the oil pump went bad, and it actually took out the brand new bearings that we put in, and unfortunately did some damage. So good news is I've got it all apart already. Bad news is I gotta wait for new parts to come in to fix it. But you can see we had some damage here. This is the balance shaft. The bearing went bad on it. Bearing on all the main bearings were wearing very quickly, and one of the connecting rod bearings. This is all oil starvation, unfortunately. So nobody's fault but the oil pump. We got a new oil pump coming. We got everything coming for it. We're gonna put it back together, and I'll have her running again just as quick as we pulled it apart. So again, annoying, but it's just one of those things where one small chink in the chain causes the whole chain to be worthless. So we don't want that to happen. Now, one of the things I did do also at the same time, a problem that did exist, is the Sprag clutch was bad, so I had to replace that. Now we're good. It's a nice new Sprag clutch, so it doesn't rotate the wrong way. And also the cam chain tensioner was still stock, and those are problematic. So we went ahead and ordered a mechanical adjustable one, and that'll be in soon. So as all these parts come in, we're looking at about another week or so. But as all these parts come back in, I'll put it all back together. And this time, I think I'm gonna do a detailed build video. Why not? I'll show you guys everything. We'll size the bearings, we'll go through the whole process. It's gonna be a long one, but I know some of you guys want that and you'll appreciate it. So I'll take the time and make that happen. That was probably one of the most common comments I got on the last video. Oh, I really wanted to see the build in detail, in detail, in detail. So I'll put it together in detail for you, and that way if you have one of these, you'll learn how to do it yourself. The Polaris motors are really strange because the cases on these are all a little bit different. So you have to actually size these main bearings according to the case in the crank, and every setup is a little bit different. And Polaris has like 3 or 4 different bearing sizes that mix and match to go in there. So we'll be replacing those. I'll show you that process. We'll get everything perfect on it, and then when we put it back together, we should be back in business. Wish me luck. Sucks. Now back on the SUR RON. So, get out of the wind. I know that's annoying. So, the SUR RON is slowly getting there. We've got stuff coming for it. We did the Shimano brake pads. Those are the H03Cs. They're better than stock. If you didn't see that video, go check it out. It absolutely transformed the braking of the bike. I'll show them to you real quick. You can see here. These are the pads. So this replaces the stock pads, completely different looking. It's got those cooling fins on it, and they're a direct fit. So you don't have to do anything to make them work. And boy, do they work. Completely different feel. The stock pads are trash. Just throw them away before you even try to use them. So order a set of these pads with the bike, in fact, so you have them from the get-go. Guaranteed you'll be happy you did. I have a Hope 225 millimeter rotor that's coming for that front, so we're gonna try that. That's gonna give us good leverage. I also would like to try the street tires. We're gonna see if we can't acquire a set of those nice SM tires, Supermoto tires. And the reason why is because I went ahead and ordered a Lunicycles belt drive that's gonna be going on the back of this. So I liked what I saw. There should be a massive improvement in noise. It's going to get rid of all the chain noise and really take this thing up a notch as far as EVs go. It's going to be a very quiet ride. So we got the belt drive coming for it. Now the belt drive changes the gearing. So the rear sprocket from the factory is 48 teeth, and the equivalent for the Luna sprocket for the belt drive is 42 teeth. So that's an increase in that, or it's an increase in top speed gearing. So doing that, you lose a little bit of that low end. Now, the stock 19-inch tires, which are the dirt model tires, the knobby tires, when you replace them and you go to the SM or the Supermoto setup, they go down to a 17-inch. So they're smaller. So that increases the gearing or lowers the top speed. So between that and the 42 tooth change on the belt, you end up with factory gear ratio. So that's why that was the reason why, the logic behind that. And in doing so, we'll also increase the top speed when we get the controller on board. So really looking forward to that. Those should be coming hopefully next week. We'll see how that goes. I'm still waiting for Alan to get those in stock, but when he does, one of them's got my name on it, I promise. So let's get those things here. Also the fender, I got a fender coming for it. We're still waiting for that, as well as a couple of other little odds and ends. We're gonna do that. I want to see if Marcus wants to take this thing for a spin though. Marcus!
Have you looked up any videos of people thrashing this thing?
Oh yeah. Marcus is asking if anybody's out there thrashing these things. There's some dudes in New Zealand that take them into like full-on backflips, motocross, crazy nitro circus shit. Yeah, so with the upgrades, it turns into a pretty beastly motocross setup. Yeah, but as it sits, it doesn't have the grunt. Yeah. But I think you'll still appreciate it. Yeah. It's faster than that little green hoopty that Rudnick called his dirt bike.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's easy, dude. You just get on it, turn the key on, and go. Simple. It's the weirdest feeling in the world. Kickstand up, key on, give it a second. That's it, man. See you later. Oh, okay. It's weird, right?
Yeah. Doesn't sound like anything.
Nothing.
You could charge your phone on this thing.
Yeah, yeah. Or your vape or whatever you got. Charge whatever you want on it.
Yeah.
Take it for a little back and forth. Wow. Rip it! He eased on it pretty slow.
Gnarly.
What do you think?
It's really sick.
It's got some low end, right?
Yeah.
That low end is awesome. From like a 10-mile-an-hour roll, you can yank it and it pulls the wheel.
Oh, it does do a wheelie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah.
The slower you're going, the more power it has because it's electric.
Oh, okay.
But once I upgrade the controller and the battery, it'll be like that everywhere.
So this is the battery.
That's the battery, yep. Big old battery.
Okay. And
you
how do you charge this thing?
So right here is a charging port.
Oh,
Just plug in the charger right there. It comes with a badass charger because it's 60 volts, you know?
Yeah.
But
And then what's the charge time on this thing?
it takes about 3 hours from dead. But I have never gotten it dead yet.
Yeah.
So it'll probably take about 3 hours if you get all the way to like 10%.
Yeah.
I take it down to like 70, 60%, and then I charge it.
Oh,
It's
this
like
is
it's like
the-
an hour or so.
This is it right here then?
Yeah, that's your state of charge right there. So it's still at 94%. I drove it here this morning. It's pretty good.
You charge it every night or do you wait till
Yeah, I just charge it when I get home.
Okay.
You want one?
I want a dirt bike.
Okay. Yeah. All right, wait for all the mods and we'll see what you think then.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. Marcus got the ride. He's gonna go for another rip. There he goes. He's enjoying it. I'm telling you, everyone that rides it, they give me a little bit different response, but it's the same outcome. It's always different. Makes you feel like whoa, because you don't hear anything. You just hear that chain, and pretty soon we won't hear that chain. And it's an oddball experience, but really cool. I have 4 of them in stock that are coming. So they're already in the US. So if you want one of these and you don't want to wait, you better hit me up. Email me, jack@horsepowerlogic.com. The ones that I have coming are last year's models. They're not this year's models. So I can do you a nice discount on them. The normal price is about $3,500 before shipping. With the discount, you have to email to find out.